We get hammered with the bad news about small towns. We get to read in every newspaper, hear on TV, how small towns are all dying. We hear about towns that are fading away. We get talked about like America's small town past, like we have no role in the future. And our own people reinforce this. When we talk to people, they say, I remember when this town had a movie theater, 3 drugstores, 2 hardware stores, and menswear. Right? You've said it. And you've said, there's nothing to do here. You've said it. You know you have. And anytime you bring up a new idea, people say to you, that would never work here. One of my favorites. We tried that once. And my all-time favorite that a woman told me had been said to her, we can't ever trust you again. You failed once. That's what we face from our own people. And that leaves us, you and I, rural people, people who care about small towns and who are full of ideas. We start wondering, are we just wasting our time? Is this a futile effort that's going to go to waste? And so if I'm here to tell you something, it is to tell you no, that is not a waste. Small towns have a future. We play a key role in at least 3 things that are important to the future of society. They need us. We need us. First of all, where do you suppose those are from? Did I find you a local photo? I did. All right. Those are yours. Food. We all want to eat. They're peaches. For those of you around there, we're in standing room only mode, which I love. Food and natural resources. Just starting with food. We all love to eat. We all need to eat. Where do they produce food? On farms. Do you know where farms are? They're in rural areas. Okay, so with all the advances of urban agriculture, we're talking about like 0.5% of our food supply. The rest of it, the other 99%, is going to come from rural areas. Natural resources, this is a natural resource area, and you are also blessed to be a beautiful area, to have wonderful amenities there, which takes us to the next one, which is conservation. Who looks after our natural resources and our recreation areas? We want to be able to go out and enjoy nature. Who makes that possible? Small town people. We are truly important to the future of society. And I remind you of that because so often throughout your entire life you've been reminded of the opposite, the fact that small towns have challenges. I want to remind you we have a future. And despite all of this negative press, there have been throughout history small towns that are thriving and prospering, and this continues right now. Small towns have an economic prosperity that is almost unmentioned. So do you recognize any small town companies here? These are all small town based companies, every single one of them. So Tabasco, any Tabasco fans? All right, got Pella windows in your house? Any Dow chemicals? Anybody own a Viking range? If they dug a trench and pulled cables to your house or in your town, that was with a Ditch Witch piece of equipment. Ditch Witch is made in Oklahoma. They're made in Perry, Oklahoma. Those are my neighbors. They make that for you. So, I mean, there are a lot of awesome stories out there. Grasshopper mowers are made in Mound Ridge, Kansas. It is a little bitty town of, I want to say 2,000 people. The interstate bypassed them. They don't care. They're still flying in manufacturing executives the world over to visit Mound Ridge and see that state-of-the-art facility where they make grasshopper mowers and ship them worldwide. Small towns are the center of commerce in a way that often gets overlooked. But we don't need a globally famous brand for our town to prosper. We don't need $1.5 billion business like LL Bean. What we need are our locally owned businesses, because Charles Tolbert with Baylor University did the research on what locally owned businesses do for your town. And what he found was that your locally owned businesses are associated with quite a few good things. Higher average income levels, lower poverty rates, lower income inequality, lower dropout rates, higher graduation rates, lower rates of death, lower rate of mortality due to chronic illness. These are all benefits from having locally owned businesses. Now, why would that be? Because they keep the money locally and they reinvest. Business owners, I'm a business owner. Are you a business owner? Valerie's a business owner. You reinvest in your community. You care about your town. You're the people that get excited when there's going to be something that matters. You put your money into it. And that's why your locally owned businesses matter, whether they're a $1 billion business or just, even if they're a $100 business, they matter to your town. Here's the one thing I wanted you to know. The time when a small group of people could sit in a room and run your town is over. The time when you and bunches of regular people like you will shape your town by every decision you make every day is right now. You are crowdsourcing the future of your town. The center of power has shifted. And the reason it shifted is because of what you did. You put a banner, you staked a flag, you staked a claim on the kind of town that you want to live in. You started gathering your crowd. You started making connections between people. And then you did this. Take small steps. And by doing that, you are doing the most important thing you can possibly do, which is together you are shaping the future of the kind of town that you want to live in. Thank you for allowing me to be part of it.